Okay guys, good evening. So glad you made it back here to my second cooking video. If you'll check the videos below, you'll see a completed product of my chili cheese dogs with salad. This is how you prepare it. It's very easy. It costs about $10 to $12 for this meal. You'll have a little bit of leftovers, but the total was 18 for everything. So you can do it relatively cheap and get two meals out of it. But guys, I'm going to show you how to prepare it. It's quick and easy, and these are some of the best chili cheese dogs you can make. Homemade style is the best. So we got the bread, we got the yogurt, Mexican cheese, which is cheddar jack, and this one actually has the asadero and the quesadilla cheese in there, but it's basically Monterey Jack and cheddar is the main part. And then you got the chili with no beans, just like the other one, the tamales we did, onion, and the hot peppers. Those are the yellow peppers, guys. So it's relatively easy. What we'll do is for the side, we're going to have a little bit of chips and salsa. And for the drinks, you could either use your juice or your V8 juice. And guys, I'm guaranteeing your friends are going to love this, especially if you're working out and stuff. This is a great meal because you're going to burn all these calories, even though it's got cheese and sausage and everything. You'll definitely burn all the calories up as you play. So guys, I'll go ahead and show you how to prepare it. Please enjoy. First things first is you want to just go ahead and open the can of chili and put your basically half of the can of chili in there, and you'll have the other half for tomorrow, the leftovers. You're going to want to heat that up for about 2 minutes, I would say. And once you do, then you'll stir it up. But what I'd like to do is flatten it out so it's even, guys. And don't forget to get the chili that doesn't have the beans, because the beans take away a lot of the flavor. So that's why you want to go without the beans and just do the regular chili. And then while you're doing that, you can start to prepare your other stuff, which is your sausage and your onion. So get those hands just real quick, guys. And what you want to do is keep all your surfaces clean here. If you're going to use, you could use another plate. But what I take this horseshoe sausage, it's basically the Polska kiełbaska, and I cut it into thirds. And use the two pieces that are straight first, and then use the other one for tomorrow for your leftovers. And you don't want to cut too big of a piece, because trust me, you'll be definitely filled up on these. And then plus you want to have a nice portion for tomorrow as well. So once you do that, you pop these in the microwave for about 2 minutes as well. And while you're doing that, you can get your onion going. I like a lot of onion. Depending on who's eating, you're going to go less or more. I always say when it comes to onion, guys, it's better to go more. And the only reason I say that is because they are delicious. And as always, when you're using your knife, you want to cut and make sure you're holding the onion steady, because if that slips, that's how people get cut. And if you're not using a cutting board, then what you need to do is make sure that you're not cutting all the way through here, guys. Otherwise, you'll have to look at those cuts for the rest of your life. But still, you want to have them nice and cut equally like that. Basically, cubes. So now that the chili's done, we're going to go ahead and pop these in the microwave. The reason you only go 2 minutes on the chili is because you're going to put it in for another minute and a half or so once you melt the cheese. But 2 minutes on these sausages. And check them, but I would say 2 minutes is perfect on high. And now that your chili's done, you just want to kind of mix that up a little bit and keep everything together. I like to add salt and pepper at the very end, so I don't even worry about seasoning as I'm going. But now we got the cheese ready. You can get that open while your sausages are microwaving. Always have a couple nice hot dog buns ready. And what I'm doing tonight, I did have salad, but unfortunately I'm not going to use that. So I'm just going to use for the side some Greek yogurt, guys, which is nice because that'll give you a little bit of dairy and extra energy for when you're out playing. So what we'll do is get our buns. You don't even need to heat those up because once you put them in the microwave with the cheese to melt, you're going to have, those will get nice and hot for you as well. So next step is going to be putting the dogs together. And get our yogurt here. Get that nice and mixed up. So it's key to do all this while things are cooking in the microwave because that way you'll be ready when they're done and you won't have to get everything then. And so it's a timing thing. And so basically what I do is keep cleaning as we go. Now that those dogs are done, we're going to check them, make sure they're completely cooked. Like I said, 2 minutes works perfect for these guys. What you want to do, put your dogs in the buns. And careful, it'll be a little hot, but I find when you're dealing with hot stuff, if you just touch it for like a quarter of a second, usually won't be long enough to burn you. So get your dogs perfectly centered on your plate, and then you're going to want to cover those with your chili. Now the bowl's probably going to be still hot, so you'll just use one of your napkins as a pot holder and get those nice and covered evenly throughout. And keep in mind, guys, this is a comfort meal. It's not like we're trying to eat super healthy. This is what some people would consider a cheat meal. But as far as flavors and taste, it can't be beat. And it's quick and easy. And so once you get your chili on there, you're going to want to give a nice generous portion of cheese. And as you'll remember from our last video, you don't want to do the onions while you're microwaving. You want to put those on afterwards. Keep those cold and crisp, guys. So let's go ahead and pop this in for about a minute and a half. Now keep in mind, it might melt a lot quicker than the minute and a half. So at about a minute, you're going to want to look and make sure that the cheese isn't all melted. But I just find from over the time here that usually about a minute and a half works perfect. And what you're going to want to do is use your peppers here. And I would say get probably 4 of them, because you want to use these as garnish. Some people don't like them, but they don't have to eat them. You can just put those on the side of your plate and basically throw those out if you don't eat them. But I'll tell you what, guys, these yellow peppers make a nice garnish. So let's get your salt and pepper ready. check those dogs, make sure they're ready. We're at about a minute, guys. And the cheese, as predicted, is just starting to melt. So this next 30 seconds is going to be perfect. If you have glasses, then obviously put your juice in it. What we're doing tonight, guys, is we're doing a nice juice, low sugar. And we also like our V8 juice, which is very tasty. It goes nicely with all the other stuff. And I will take the chips, put those around the outside of your plate. You don't need a lot, guys, because you already have plenty of stuff on there. So the chips is very similar to the peppers. It basically works as a garnish as well. It's for presentation purposes mostly, but it does taste very good. So what we'll do, let's take a look at these dogs here, guys. Careful, the plate might be hot. I find if you touch the outside of the plate like this, it takes a lot of the heat and it's not going straight to your fingers. So that's a good rule of thumb. Now, what we want to do is generously place our onions on top of our dogs. And, you know, like I said, you can never have too many onions, guys. It's basically a superfood. The health benefits alone is worth the cut. And quite frankly, I don't even get teary-eyed from them. It's generally, if you have your face right over them, is when you're going to notice. And that takes, the more juice the onion has, the more it'll affect you. But it's really not a big deal. Place each pepper around on all four corners. And then what we'll do is just take a few of these corn chips. And like I said, you use those as garnish as well. And you can use those basically to get some of the chili up and the cheese too. It makes for a nice dip. So once you do that, I would say if you have some green salsa, use it. But if not, just use your red. And put that salsa right there on the chips. Just a touch. And keep that off of your chili because you don't want to mix the flavors. The chili cheese dog with the onions is basically its own thing. And once you're done there, what you're going to want to do is hit that with some salt and pepper. Remember the trick. Put a little salt on your hand. Gives you an idea how much salt's coming out of that, so you don't oversalt it. Salt is basically just like the opposite of the onion thing. You can easily ruin your meal if you put too much salt. So I try and just use very little bit. Pepper, on the other hand, you can use more than you would expect, but you don't want to overdo it. But salt and pepper to taste, guys, and you're going to love this, I guarantee it. And what did that take? About 7 minutes. We got our yogurt. And what we'll do is I wanted to show you guys how this tastes. And basically you want to let that cool down for about, I would say 2 minutes at least. Last thing you want to do is burn your tongue because then it'll ruin your entire meal. So as that's cooling down, you want to just kind of clean up. You're not really going to be putting away anything, but you're just kind of getting everything started. That way after you're done, it'll make it much easier. Let's go ahead and get our juice for our drinks. I'm a big proponent of water. So generally, I will go straight water. No soda, nothing like that with the meal. Because as everything else, it takes away from the flavors. And you want to have these flavors by themselves. So guys, let me just give you a real good look at it here. And I really hope you guys enjoy this. These are the chili cheese dogs with the onions. And of course, our Greek yogurt with the berry. So I have a feeling you're going to love it. Let me give you a taste test. Now that they've cooled off. So, if you have napkins, I recommend them. In fact, let's grab one of those just in case here. because it can get a little messy. And as always, try your sides after you try your main dish, because what this really is about the chili cheese dogs. So let's go ahead and give it a try. I want to use a fork, and you can actually use your knife if you'd like. You already have the knife from when you cut your onions up. And we're just going to give that a little try here. I find if you get an equal amount bread, onion, chili, and cheese for your first bite, it gives you an idea of how it's going to taste. So let's go ahead and try that. Wow, that's fantastic. I mean, like I said, $10 to $12. You can't beat the price, and the flavors are intense. Truly love this meal. After you get a couple bites, you're welcome to have a chip with a little salsa. And like I said, don't overdo it on the chips. It's more for garnish. And with these peppers, they're very good. They're just a little bit spicier than what your normal jalapeno would be, but real close on the comparison of the capsaicin Scoville scale, which is anywhere from about, I believe, 5 to like 30,000 max, but any given pepper is usually, I believe, around the 7,000 Scoville units on the scale. So let's go ahead and try that. That's pretty good. Wow. Something about these peppers, when you mix them with the meat and the bread and cheese and the onion, it just goes together so perfect. It's got a little vinegar taste to it, guys. Truly love it. And let's try our side. See how our side works out here. Oh yeah. Yeah, that's a great side. Goes good with the dogs. I generally enjoy a salad with my chili cheese dogs, but really you just want to have a little bit something besides just the main dish. That's the important part. Oh, that is tasty. Wow. Really love it. Be careful with the juice, guys. Sometimes if it's too strong of a flavor, citrusy, it can take away from the dog's taste. So kind of, you just test that. Let's see. Tasty though. You really can't beat this meal. So we'll go ahead and give you one more bite. And I just wanted to thank everybody for tuning in, and I really appreciate it. And I'd be happy to hear you guys try these. Any of the horseshoe style sausages at the store work fine. There's a couple different brands, so pick whatever ones you like better. I generally get the all beef and like a Polska kiełbaska or like a Polish. So you'll have a little bit of each on both of your dogs, because I always do 2 dogs. But, it's really to taste. So whatever sausages you prefer on that, I would go with. But use the horseshoe style ones. Oh, you'll love it. Something about those cold onions on that meat is delish. Get yourself a little pepper, and that's about it. Please enjoy. I hope you guys try it. Let me know in the comments what you think. And please check the other videos down there. And there's plenty of stuff for you guys to watch in there. And I hope you enjoy it. Thanks again, guys. We'll see you soon.